Hi friends, it's Mandy. Thanks so much for joining me for another process video. Today I have something a little bit different to share with you. I'm having a play in my Vicki Boutin Junque Journal. So this is the first time that I've used a Junque Journal. So this is very new to me. And I love that being on this team is really challenging me and stretching me to try new things. And I have to say that I'm loving it. I am so enjoying playing with mixed media products and just improving my skills and techniques in using those products. So the Junque Journal, at first I wasn't too sure what I wanted to use it for. I felt like it needed to have a specific purpose, which it really doesn't. That was just me wanting to have a bit of a clear idea about what I wanted to use it for. And so what I decided on was that, first of all, I'm going to use it to practice my mixed media techniques. So just being able to have a play with the products before and trying out different techniques before using them on a scrapbook layout. I think that I'm going to do that sort of thing. But I'm also going to use it as a mini album to document all of the things that we did with our kids over the summer school holidays. So I live in Australia, so our kids have just had their summer school holidays. So they had 7 weeks off. They've been back now for a bit over a month, but I wanted to document all of the things that we did with them over the school holidays. So we didn't really go away anywhere, but we sort of did a few day trips and did some fun things with them at home. So I thought what I might do is use this as a mini album to document all of those things that we did with them over the summer school holidays. So what I wanted to do was, first of all, create a title page for the album. So that's what I'm doing today. And if you've been watching what I've been doing, the first thing I did was apply some gesso through that circle stencil. So that's one of Vicki's newer stencils. I believe that it is now available to purchase. And so, yeah, I didn't apply it to the whole background, just to 3 different sections, because I didn't want it to be, I wanted some areas to not have stenciling. And so that was my first layer that I did on the background. I then used the art crayons with the water brush to apply the wet medium over the top of the gesso. So I used that sheet of acetate, just scribbled the art crayons onto that sheet, and then added some water using my water brush, and then just smooshed it on over the top of that stenciled background. And you would have seen there that where I had applied the gesso, it resisted the art crayons. So what I liked about that was that it gave some variance in the depth of colour. And so it soaked into the paper more where there was no gesso. So once I had done that, I let that dry, and then I came in with my stencil brush and I did a little bit of stenciling with that script stencil and the pink art crayon, and I was going to leave it at that. And then I kind of thought, what if I just go over the whole sort of thing where it was more white with the pink art crayon and the stencil brush? And I love how that looks. I really am happy with how that turned out. And so that's what I'm doing now. I first of all did the pink, and now I'm coming in with the yellow. And what I did was just keep applying more layers until I was happy with the depth of colour. So that's the great thing about using the art crayons with the stencil brush. You can get a really light and airy sort of look to it, or you can keep adding layer upon layer and build up the depth of colour, which is what I did. So I just kept adding more until I was happy with how vibrant that pink was on the background. And I'm really happy with how that background turned out. So now I'm ready to bring in some embellishments. And so I'm going to keep this fairly simple because it's just a title page, and I wanted the mixed media to still be able to, you know, shine, and for that to be, you know, one of the main features of the page. But I did want to add a title, so I've used the chipboard alphabet stickers, the chipboard stickers, sorry, from the All the Good Things collection by Vicki Boutin. And I have also pulled out the watercolour stickers from the collection and used that to add the numbers, so the year, sorry, underneath the word summer. So it says summer 2017, and that's going to be my title for the page. And so next I pulled out the die cuts from the collection, and as I said before, I really didn't want to add too much more to the page. I wanted to keep the embellishing to a minimum, but when I spotted these butterflies, I knew that they would be perfect because they really add an impact to the page, and they're so beautiful. They're in the colours of the background, being pink and yellow, so they toned in perfectly, and they looked really beautiful. So I was happy with how they looked on the page. And as you saw there, I added some foam tape underneath the wings of the butterflies just to lift them up off the page. It adds some more interest and gives them some more dimension. And I also have that yellow one sort of hanging over the edge of the page a little bit, which I think also adds to the interest of the page, and I really like how that looks. So now I'm ready to stick down the title, and as you can see, I'm adding a little bit of glue to the back of the thickers just because I had mixed media on the background. They weren't sticking very well, and I knew that they would end up falling off if I didn't glue them down with some liquid glue as well. So that's why I did that. And I love how that black title really contrasts nicely against the bright colours on the page. And I've said this before, but I really love using black elements on a page when I use bright colours because it really does help to ground them and provides some really nice contrast and helps them to stand out even more. So then I've stuck down those number stickers underneath the word summer, and the last thing I'm going to do is add that little banner there at the top of the page, and then I'm going to add some enamel dots and I will be done. So thanks so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I have some still shots here at the end for you, and I will be back soon. So I'll see you then. Bye.